Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. So children, let me welcome you to a lesson in standard 7th English. Now this lesson is going to be a very interesting lesson. It is a very beautiful story about a boy like you and his wishes. But at the same time, after we see the whole story, I am going to tell you something very important about something in this story, and then I will leave you to think about it. Okay, so you can of course enjoy listening to the story. The story is going to be for your enjoyment, but at the same time you will also have to think about how you should think and how you should behave, what you should believe in and what you should not believe in. But that will be after we see the story. So what is the story? The name of the story is lesson number 4.2 in your English textbooks, and the name of the lesson is Unke Munke Timpetu. Yes, you're right. The name of the lesson is Unke Munke Timpetu. So now what is this? This is like some kind of magic wish. We say na abracadabra. In the same way, this Unke Munke Timpetu is some kind of magic chant, you can say. And let us see what the story behind this Unke Munke Timpetu is. Alright, so this particular story is about a boy who is your age and his name is Rohan. So come on, let's proceed and see what the story is all about. So, before we go to the story, we will try and understand a little bit about the person who's written this story. So her name is Sigrun Srivastav. She is an Indian author of German origin. That is, she was born in Germany. Her parents were German, but then finally later she became an Indian. She is a multifaceted artist, means she has got a lot of talent in her. She is a writer. She writes stories, of course. The story that we are going to read now is written by her. She's a sculptor, so she makes sculptures also. Alright, she takes clay or she takes a piece of stone and she molds it into a sculpture. She's also an illustrator, someone who draws. As a writer, she has written over 25 books for children of all ages. So that is about the author or about the person who's written the story. Now let us see who the story is about. So the story is about a little boy like you and his name is Rohan. So now it is a very simple story, but then there is something very unusual in this. Okay, so let us start by talking about Rohan. So Rohan is a little boy who's just like you. And what is the most important thing which happens in your life, children, every year? Yes, it is your birthday. So Rohan is also very happy about celebrating his birthday every year. But at the same time, he is also a little sad. Why is he sad? Because he wants a lot of gifts. He has certain ideas about what gifts he wants. So what is he thinking? He's thinking that I had asked for a table tennis set as a gift this year for my birthday. So he's thinking, he's wishing, and he's already told his mother also that he wants a table tennis set as a gift for his birthday. But see what happens. Why is he disappointed then? He is disappointed because his mother has told him that all you will get is a pair of shoes and a hand knitted pullover. Pullover is a kind of a sweater. So his mother has not promised that she will give him a table tennis set. She has told him that all that he will get is what? He will get just a pair of shoes and a pullover, and he is not very happy about it. Sometimes, when you think about something and you want something, then you hope that your parents will give it to you, but then sometimes when they are not able to give it to you, you feel a little sad. Isn't it, children? But always remember that our parents, they want the best for us, but they also must be having some kind of problem. So you should always try to understand your parents. Now, our friend Rohan here, he had a very, very good friend, his best friend, called Mukh. So he told Mukh about his problem. He said, "See, Mukh, I want a table tennis set for my birthday." And my mother says, "No." She says she will give me a pair of shoes and a sweater. So Rohan's best friend Mukh, he gave him an idea. And what was the idea? His friend Mukh said, if you really want something badly, all you have to do is run around a banyan tree at midnight and chant 17 times. And what will you chant 17 times? You will say, Unke munke timpetu, Unke munke timpetu. So this is what you will chant 17 times, and that too at what time? Not during the day. At midnight, at 12 o'clock in the night, you go to a banyan tree, and there you go and go round and round the banyan tree, and you chant this 17 times. Chanting means what? Like we say Ganpati Bappa Moria, or we say Om Namah Shivaya. So repeating something. Alright. So this is the idea which his friend Mukh gave him. Now Rohan is little puzzled. He doesn't know whether he should believe his friend Mukh or he should not believe him. So he starts asking questions to his friend. Why 17 times? And why at midnight? Why should I go around 17 times only and not 18 times and not 16 times? And why midnight only? Why 12 o'clock in the night? Why can't I do it during the day? So he started asking such questions to his friend Mukh. Now Mukh was also small like him. So Mukh said, see, don't ask me. That is how it is done, I suppose. Why not try it? It would not do any harm. So see, this is one thing which I want you to remember. That towards the end of the lesson, we are going to discuss something. So when we discuss that, I want you to remember this. It would not do any harm. Okay? So his friend says, see, I don't know. You don't ask me. I have heard it. My cousin told me, so I am telling you. So why not try it? You can try it. It will not do you any harm. So he decides to follow his friend. Why? Somewhere in his heart, somewhere inside his mind, he knows that all this is nonsense. But then his wish for the table tennis set is so strong that it is making him do such things. Now the question came that where will he find the banyan tree? So there was one in old Mrs. Groover's garden. Okay, so there was a person staying there. Her name was Mrs. Groover, and in her garden there was this old big banyan tree. But Mrs. Groover, she had been the principal of their school till last year, and she was a very, very stern principal. She would just look at people with her pale green eyes, and everyone would go quiet. So she was a very, very stern, strict person. So now our Rohan, who had gathered little courage, when he thought that he will have to go to Mrs. Groover's garden, he thought, forget it. He said, forget it. I will not be able to go to Mrs. Groover's garden. But who dared enter her garden? Not me, he said. And not at all at midnight. During the day I can somehow muster the courage and go there. But during night, oh no, I will never be able to enter her garden. Then he started thinking of giving up the idea. But the thought kept haunting Rohan till the day before his birthday. So he said, no, I will not go. But then all the time he was thinking about going to Mrs. Groover's garden and going round the banyan tree and chanting Unke Munke Timpetu 17 times. So this kept haunting Rohan. So here haunting means what? The thought kept troubling him. The thought kept coming back to him again and again and again. And finally, he decided that he is going. But then he asked his friend also to come with him. He said, if you come along with me, I will go to Mrs. Groover's garden tonight and do it. So you see how in the beginning Rohan knew that the idea is not a good one. But somehow his greed for that table tennis set is leading him to go to Mrs. Groover's garden and do something which might not be of no use at all. But I told you this is a story, so let us enjoy it like a story also. So what happened? These two, first his friend said no, Mukh said no, I won't come with you. Then later on he said, yes, okay, I will come with you. And finally both of them managed to reach Mrs. Groover's garden. So at 10 minutes to 12, Mukh and Rohan decided to meet at the back of old Mrs. Groover's garden. Okay, quietly in the moonlight, they jumped over the compound wall and they entered the garden. They climbed and they sat down also on the boundary wall for some time, trying to see whether anyone is looking at them or anyone is noticing them. Finally, they jumped down and they reached the tree. The banyan tree, with its aerial roots, was swaying in the gentle breeze of the night. So you can see that banyan tree here, and it is midnight, okay? It is 12 o'clock, very close to 12 o'clock. And there is a gentle breeze blowing. So the banyan tree is swaying, and you can see the aerial roots. So the banyan tree is a special kind of tree where it has got roots on its branches also. They are called as the aerial roots. And then now they prepared. Rohan has prepared now that he will now go round and round the tree and he will chant Unke Munke Timpetu 17 times. But unfortunately, he started doing it. Okay? He ran and he was chanting Unke Munke Timpetu. I wish my wish is coming true. That is what he was saying again and again. He was getting a little scared also. Suddenly, what did he see? He saw, see, Rohan running round the tree. Okay? And what was he saying? Unke Munke Timpetu. I wish my wish is coming true. He said that fast, and he started running round and round the tree. Suddenly, the lights in the house came up. Okay? The person who was living in the house, Mrs. Groover, suddenly the lights in the house came up. She realized that there is someone in her garden, someone is making noise in her garden. And she came up and she came outside with that big dog of hers. Okay? And she said that, stop, who is it in my garden? If you do not go away right now, I will send the dog on you. Okay? So imagine, see the dog? It is looking so dangerous, na? And she said, who is it? Come on, answer me. Otherwise, I will send the dog at you. And now Rohan started searching for his friend Mukh. But Mukh had already climbed and he was sitting on top of the banyan tree. He had saved himself. And now Rohan was left to face Mrs. Groover. Now Rohan told Mrs. Groover the entire story. He told her about how his friend told him that if he wants to fulfill his wish, what should he do? He should come to the banyan tree at midnight and he should go round and round the banyan tree and ask for his wish, and he should also chant Unke munke timpetu. Okay, now he was feeling very scared of Mrs. Grover, but Mrs. Grover just looked at him with her light green and strict eyes. She let him speak completely. Let him tell all his story to her. Finally, she asked him, "So, you believe in Unke Munke Timpetu? Do you think it is going to help you?" Rohan quietly said, "I hope it will." She said, "Okay, so if you believe that Unke Munke Timpetu is going to help you, then go and finish your rounds. And when you are going, don't jump over the wall, but use the front gate." So, Rohan had already finished 11 rounds. 6 more were remaining. So, he immediately finished his 6 rounds and he left her house using the front gate. And he also promised himself that he would never ever come back. Then it was next day and it was Rohan's birthday, and he enjoyed. He had his friends over. They all had a nice rocking party. All right, and then came the time when he opened all the gifts that he had received. So see, Rohan has received so many beautiful gifts, isn't it? Someone has given him a dinosaur, someone has given him a rocket, and there were so many packets and packets of gift which were waiting to be opened. Exactly at that time, children, Rohan's eyes fell on a very big gift box. When he examined the gift box carefully, what did he see? He saw on it was written, "From Unke Munke Timpetu." And when he opened the box, what did he find inside? Wow, he found a beautiful tennis set, table tennis set. It was not a new set, children. It was not something which was just purchased from the market, but it was a beautiful set. Okay, so this was a very, very big surprise for Rohan. Now his mother was a little puzzled. So she said, "This is a strange and unusual name." She said, "Who is it who has given you this gift? I do not know of any person whose name is Unke Munke Timpetu. So who has given you this gift?" Rohan started looking at his friend Mukh. Mukh started looking at his friend Rohan, and no one had an idea who had given Rohan the gift that he wanted. Okay, so they thought about it for some time, and Rohan even asked his friend Mukh, but Mukh also said that no, it is not me who has given you this gift. His parents also said that I have also not given you the gift, his mother said. Finally, after a long time, Rohan decided to go and ask Mrs. Grover. So he gathered all the courage that he had and he went to meet Mrs. Grover. He used the front gate and he rang the bell, and when Mrs. Grover came out, with a lot of fear, he somehow told her and asked her whether it was she who had kept the gift there for him, or whether it was she who believed in Unke Munke Timpetu. Now Mrs. Grover looked at him with a strange look in her eyes, but she said that yes, she also believed in Unke Munke Timpetu. She said that she had wished that someone would come and have tea with her today. And see, these two children have come. And she said that Unke Munke Timpetu has fulfilled my wish also, just like he has fulfilled your wish. And now, when she smiled, Rohan stopped feeling scared of her. Okay, so from that day onwards, Rohan and Mukh had a new friend. Who was a new friend that they had? It was Mrs. Gruber. She made the best tea and the best cookies. Can you see? They eating the cookies, but they did not go there to eat the cookies or have the tea. They went there because they liked Mrs. Gruber so much. And then they had one thing in common also, the both of them. What was it? Mrs. Gruber as well as Rohan believed in Unke Munke Timpetu. Okay, children? So this was a beautiful story about Rohan, Mukh, Mrs. Gruber and Rohan's wish. Now let us discuss a point which I was talking about. So, this thought that there is someone named Unke Munke Timpetu, or this thought that if I chant a particular line, then my wish will be fulfilled, we can call them as superstitions. So, what are superstitions, children? Superstitions are some kind of belief that we might have. Okay? For example, let us look at some common beliefs that we have. We may believe sometimes that if we tie lemons and green chilies to our door, it will ward off the evil eye or it will bring you good luck. Okay? Many people believe in this. Now, some people also believe that when you are going out to do some important work and a black cat crosses your path, then what happens? It brings ill luck, it brings bad luck, and then you're supposed to go back into your house, wait for the cat to pass and come back again. Many of us, we also believe that seeing one myna bird is very, very unlucky, whereas seeing two myna birds will bring us luck. Now, children, these are all superstitions. And you remember when we saw the story, I told you to pay attention to a particular line where Mukh tells Rohan, what harm will it do? That is, it will not do you any harm. There could be some kind of science also in this. For example, sometimes your granny tells you that you are not supposed to cut your nails after dark. That is after 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the night. You are not supposed to cut your nails. There could be a very good reason for this, children. In the ancient times, there was no electricity. Okay? And there would be no lights, there would be no tube lights or bulbs. And there were no nail cutters also. So people used to cut their nails using knives probably. So imagine, in the dark when you try to cut your nail, you might cut your finger. So that would have been the reason that your grandma always used to tell you that you should never cut your nails after dark. People say they should not sweep the house after dark. The same reason. Something valuable might be lying on the floor and you might just throw it out because you can't see. So certain superstitions, children, they do not do much harm to you. So I'm not saying you should follow them, but they might not do you harm. But there are some superstitions which might be very, very harmful. For example, in certain places, when someone falls sick, instead of taking that person to the doctor and doing treatment, they start doing different kind of rituals. They believe that it is the evil spirit which has taken over the body of that person. Okay? They sometimes also believe that it is because of some evil eye. And then instead of giving that person medicines, instead of treating the disease, they try to do something else which might lead to even the death of that person. So it is at such times that we should be very, very careful that we do not follow any kind of superstition. Alright, so the story is good. It is good for your enjoyment. You listen to the story and we enjoyed the story. But remember, try to see what your mind tells you. If your mind tells you it is wrong, if your mind is questioning you, then try not to do it. So children, this was the story of Unke Munke Timpe 2, where we learnt that superstition as a way of fun, reading it in a story like we read fairy tales, that is okay. But you should try to not blindly follow the superstitions without asking questions. We are living in the world and age of science and technology. So whenever someone tells you something, gently, not rudely, okay? Gently try to question and try to find out the logic behind what they are saying. Otherwise, then what is the use of us studying so much of science and coming to school and becoming so educated? Okay, so on that note, let me leave you here. When we come back again next time, we will try and do the grammar from this particular lesson. So this was the story of Unke Munke Timpe 2 for you. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.